Hey folks, so behind the scenes update on what's going on with the t-shirt. Good news and bad news situation, and things are still in flux, still trying to resolve things. I wish I would have had the design up for Monday, and I could have, if not for issues that have come up. So what happened is Sunday at technically Monday at 6 in the morning. I was up all night Sunday, finishing the design, getting it ready. I think it's in a great shape. I think it looks great. I finalized it and I said, okay, after stream on Monday, I'm going to upload it, put it on the shop, and then I'll order myself a copy to verify the quality in person. And meanwhile, it's up in the shop in case anyone else, at a discounted rate. When I do these betas, I did this last year, I did a shirt beta where until I have time to test it, I'll just put it up at the bare minimum price that Spreadshirt allows me. Spreadshirt is my merchandise shop. Allows me to sell it for. Basically, in case you're not sure how it works, I use Spreadshirt. Spreadshirt does everything on their end. So they make the king's share of the profits, which is fine. It perfectly makes sense. I'm basically just using them as a service. I'm not trying to really make profit off of these sales. Basically, they're handling the cost of the printing, of the shipping, the warehouse costs. I totally get it. They have all the expenses on their end. I can't manufacture shirts. I wouldn't know where to start manufacturing shirts, but I digress. So design is finalized, right? Monday night, I go to upload the design, and now I designed the design specifically to fill the dimensions, the printable area of a t-shirt. Because it's a list of names, and there's going to be names of different sizes, because it looks best when the names are of different sizes, I wanted to completely cover as much of the shirt as possible so that I could fit all your names. We have nearly 300 names. I believe it's 298 names on the shirt this year. And even last year we were having trouble. We had less than half of that number of names, and we were having trouble fitting all the names and making them all visible. So it was really important that the design fit the entire printable area of the shirt, or as close to that as possible. So I upload this design, and I see right away in their terrible Flash-based user interface GUI thing that it's not filling up the whole shirt. And I'm like, okay, I just scale it upwards. And as soon as I try to scale it upwards, it says, the image is too low of resolution. The design is too low in resolution. Please upload a higher res version of the image. And no problem. I foresaw this. I made the design in a vector image. So if you're not familiar with what that means, a vector file format is infinitely scalable. I can make it this small, or I can make it the size of the universe. It does not lose quality. Everything is completely kosher. So I work off the vector design to then save it as what's called a raster image, which is like a JPEG or a .png, just your typical image that you're accustomed to seeing. And this time I save it as a higher resolution image. I go try to upload it, and it throws an error right away. The maximum dimensions of an image is 4,000 pixels. Okay, fine. No problem, I'll save it again at exactly 4,000 pixels, since that's the maximum size allowed, right? And you would think the system is designed to allow for the maximum size you upload to fit the full size of the shirt. You'd think that. That would be the logical thing to think, wouldn't it? So I upload the 4,000 pixel design, and again, it's too small. It's not fitting anywhere close to the entire shirt. I tried to expand it. Please upload a design that is larger. I can't. You won't let me. So now I'm starting to panic a bit, and I try to just upload the vector design. So this is a vector design. There's different printing methods in Spreadshirt. There's, grossly summed up, there's two different printing methods. It's either it prints directly onto the material, ink directly onto the material, or it allows you to sort of cut out and steam on or otherwise apply a patch, or there's more technical jargon to it here, but I could technically peel this off. This R can be peeled off. And you can only do that with a vector-based design. The other type of printing, the ink printing, you can do it with anything, but it has to be pretty simple shapes, only about 2-3 colors to do one of these. So I try to upload that vector design, and I'm kind of already expecting what's going to happen, and what happens is it says the design is too complex. I've been through this before when trying to upload other vector designs. The reason for that is because if they're going to print like this, they can't have a design that's super complex, tiny little parts, and I get it. I get why you couldn't print a design with this form of printing, but Why not just allow me to upload a vector design and then print it with the standard type of printing, with just ink on the cloth? It doesn't let me. So now I'm flummoxed. It's not letting me upload the design that I promised you folks, which is what is upsetting me the most. At this point, the hours that I spent on the design itself, making sure that all the names were kosher, and sorry, just to clarify here, so I don't make the design from scratch. I use a word cloud generator. I input the list of names. I use a word cloud generator, and it automatically generates mostly what you see here as a design. I then went through every single of the 298 names to ensure that each was on there, because I don't fully trust the system. I had to ensure that every name was on there and visible. And I had to do adjustments on quite a few of the names. But for the most part, the design is generated by an algorithm. Regardless, I would really hate to have to change the design after having promised you guys something that looks like this. So I come up with an idea, and to test my idea, I create a design that is precisely 4,000 by 4,000 pixels. And I upload that design. Now, this is the maximum resolution possible allowed by Spreadshirt. I upload the design onto the shirt, and yes, it does stretch from side to side fully. But being a square, it doesn't fit the full dimensions top down. So now I realize what's going on. And I say, okay, screw your system. I'm gonna get around it. And what I do is I take the design and I cut it into two pieces, each being a square of 4,000 pixels wide and just under 4,000 pixels tall. I upload both designs, both go through perfectly. I put both designs on the shirt, one on top of the other, and it's working. But now here's the thing. Again, this designer GUI is in some terrible, antiquated, small resolution, horrible Flash operated web app. And I do not have fine enough control, and I cannot zoom in short of tricking it into zooming in with Control Plus and zooming in the entire web page. I cannot adjust on a per pixel basis to get the two designs to perfectly align. There's something of a seam that I could see, and the app doesn't let me zoom in, for whatever reason, to get that control, that fine control that I need to just bridge the tiny seam between these two designs and actually properly verify, get a close enough look at the shirt that I want to print to make sure everything is good. So at this point, I decide, okay, I've gone as far as I can go. I'm out of ideas. This is almost a solution. I just ideally would like to fix that tiny discrepancy, because it kind of sours the design. This is maybe the best that's going to be possible to do. I don't know. So I say, okay, I'm going to call up their support line and see what we can do. I get the number, and their support is open until 8 p.m., and it's now after 8 p.m. So, okay, I'll wait until Tuesday. So Tuesday comes, I call them up, I explain the situation. The person gets back to me saying, yeah, basically I was going to suggest to you what you did was to split it into two designs, and beyond that, I can't really help you. Contact designs@spreadshirt.com or whatever the email is, and they should be able to help you from there. That said, they're not in the office right now, so they'll reply to you probably tomorrow. Okay, fine. Generally, getting someone on the phone is how you resolve things. I was surprised that I'd have to go through email, but whatever, fine. This is probably some third-party support person who doesn't have boots on the ground, can't help me beyond seeing what I see on the website. So I write up my email, I fully explain the full situation. As the person on the phone instructed me, I gave them the exact designs. I told them every single detail. And while I was streaming, they replied to me on Wednesday. I was streaming, so I didn't have a chance, an opportunity to reply to them until after stream. And their response was basically, thank you for your question. These are the printable areas of our shirt. These are our max image dimensions. Everything should work out. Thank you. Have a nice day. Did you read my email? I feel like they just, and I get it. My email was long, so I get it. But I feel like they just scanned the email for keywords, because it seems they just responded based on those keywords of printing size and image resolution, and they even linked me to more details on digital direct printing, which is the direct ink onto cloth printing, which I just happened to mention in the email, which is in no way important. I'm told I don't pronounce the T in important. So this is where I am now, basically. I just finished shooting off an email to them. As you can tell, I'm a little heated because time is pressing and they've wasted a day by sending me this non-answer. And here's the thing, they have a service where they can make a design for you, where you pay them, and it's basically for people that can't make their own designs. They're like, if you have an idea for a design, send us the idea, give us money, and we'll make the design for you. I'm willing to give them money. I need to get this shirt out to you guys. And they're making it difficult for me to give them money and put a design in the shop that's gonna net them money from shirt sales. So it's just a little frustrating. The time crunch, as well as getting closer to, BlizzCon. If BlizzCon weren't a factor, then maybe this wouldn't be as big of a deal, but given the shipping times, we need to get these designs up so that people can order their shirts and have them for BlizzCon, for those who want to have them for BlizzCon. So I just wanted to update you folks, let you know what is going on right now, why the shirt designs are not up yet. I'm really hoping that we can arrive at a solution where we can get rid of that seam. I don't know. Bunkisha proposed doing an entirely different design. At this point, I would really hate to do that because I've been promoting this design. I looked at their printable area. The design was made to fit that area. I don't know, folks. I don't know. I just super appreciate your support, and I don't want to disappoint you guys. And it's just frustrating to me when factors that I feel are outside of my control are preventing me from delivering on a promise. But that's the update. That's where we are. I'm hoping to have some good news for you toward the end of the week. Hopefully by the end of the week. Basically, if a post goes up saying the design is in the shop, then all is well. I was able to resolve things. I think your names are looking really cool up there on the design. And I don't know how to end these behind the scenes videos.